Hi everybody, it's Ellen Jaffe Jones, and it has been ages since I've been on YouTube. Why? Because Jane Velez Mitchell, who some of you might know is a big animal rights activist and a former correspondent from CNN, we connected a couple years ago at the New Orleans Vegfest. And I've been doing all this running around like every weekend almost. Last weekend was the Portland Vegfest where I was the speaker, and this weekend is the Boston Vegfest where I'll be speaking alongside Dr. Michael Greger. I mean, he's speaking at the same time, J.L. Fields. I'll be doing a cooking demo the first day on Saturday from Vegan for One, and then the next day I'll be doing my Vegan Fitness for Mortals talk, which is, we do a plank contest at the end of every talk that I do, and I do my Q&A during that. So this is my first time going live on Facebook. They've made it so much easier to do this. I'm sorry, YouTube. You know, I do so much. Twitter, Instagram, although not nearly as much as Facebook. I have 12 different pages I admin on Facebook for myself. My publisher has hired me as social media director for their company, book publishing company, to try and clone what I've done on Facebook and other social media for their other authors. So yeah, that's the story. And, you know, when you do Facebook Lives, you can see that people are watching, and I don't see that right now. If you're out there, certainly feel free to give me a thumbs up so I see that you're there. I always invite people. I'm a certified personal trainer. In addition to being an author of all these books, I've placed in 119 5K or longer races for my age group since 2006, just on plants. And I am ranked third in the US in the 4x100 meters. So I build this video. I just want to see how it goes, to see if it's worth the time and effort to get back on YouTube. And I do lots of cooking demos, like I said, in Boston and in Portland. I did two there in addition to my talk on fitness, because there just aren't a lot of women out there, vegan women, with my kind of athletic record, as well as being a certified personal trainer and being a book author too. Combine all that, I'm kind of a rare vegan woman out there on the circuit, just saying what it is that I do. So, and also kind of justifying why I just don't spend my life on YouTube. And, you know, YouTube did make it difficult a little while back in terms of just getting the number of viewers. And on Facebook, sometimes we were getting like thousands of people watching. So I hope you understand it wasn't you. We'll see how this goes. If we get lots of folks watching and engagement, we'll put it back up there. One of the things that inspired me is I do a radio show. I do so many things. The Vegan Mythbusters show. It's on KAAA and KZZZ out of Arizona, big tourist area. And I do a lot of research for that. And one of the stories that I put on the air was the 10 best vegan YouTube channels. And I saw all these and I thought, wow, you know, I should so do this. And part of the reason I haven't is I don't have a staff. I do everything myself. I worked in television for 18 years, 2 Emmys and the National Press Club Award, and I don't have the time or patience to edit. I just don't. I'm way too busy, and I certainly don't make enough money at this to hire people. I'm not a nonprofit. I just do this for love, not money, and I write because I love to write. So Vegan for One, this is the recipe called the Indian style millet, and I already made it for my Facebook Live. Yes, I'm a two-timer. I did Facebook Live an hour ago. So we're just experimenting with this to see if anybody's watching out there, if it's, again, worth my time. So I'll show you how I did this. These are kind of amazing pots. They have thermostats in the top. And what I did was, actually, I think I was holding it upside down. Let's see if you can see it better. I'm putting it up against my vegan shirt, which I got at the Portland Vegfest. Get to a Vegfest, folks, because they have all these wonderful messaging shirts. So this has a thermostat right now. It's at room temperature. That's 20 degrees Celsius. And if you turn up the burner, it'll go between 60 and 80 degrees. You can turn off the burner once it gets that way, and then it cooks the millet. So we used a cup of millet, which I think I put away, but there's the finished result there. And it's not normally that yellow, although millet is is yellow, very deep yellow. And if you have a butter craving, if you've missed that going vegan, millet is one of those grains that just is so bright and kind of makes up for that. And then we added to it chopped cilantro, and that is the greenery. You can add any vegetable, any bean you want to millet. And I have this lovely ceramic knife that I got for cheap at the grocery store, and I love my ceramic knives. I just have to check the edge to make sure they don't chip. All right, and then you can add, after the cooking is done, you can add raisins or currants. You can add nuts. The recipe, the Vegan for One recipes are servings of 1 to 2 people. So there's not a lot of, the idea is to not have so many leftovers. But if you want to add some crunch, sliced almonds, sesame seeds gives you calcium, they're wonderful. Sunflower seeds for more good oils if you want, and hemp seeds and chia seeds. There's the chia, there's the hemp. I prefer the hemp if you're going to add it to something like this because it gives it more crunch. But those also have a lot of calcium and protein. And of course, we vegans have to worry about where we get our protein. Not. We could do a whole segment on that, and we will if people are interested in hearing my perspective on it as a almost 40 years as a vegan, 40 years as a runner, with lots of zigzags and pauses along the way, I might add, just because there was so much misinformation when I was starting to do this way back when I almost died of a colon blockage at the age of 28. All right, I think after 7 minutes now, I'm just going to wrap it up here. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. I'm at vegcoach.com. And again, just a staff of 1 here. And if you are going to be in Boston this weekend, be sure and come to the Boston Vegfest. I'll be speaking there and having a good time, and come by my booth and say, hi, you saw me on YouTube or whatever. All right, everybody.
You have some in Florida, too.
I have, oh yeah, lots of Vegfest coming up. Tampa, Sarasota, Jacksonville. I live in Florida, so I think I'm speaking at almost every single Vegfest in Florida. I would be speaking at Orlando's, except that it's the same weekend as Boston's, I think, or one of the other ones I'm doing. So yeah. All right, you guys, as I like to sign off, gotta run.